This is Matthew Cratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about what gets Bitcoin to $700,000 per Bitcoin. And in the process, I'm going to be talking about what increasing Bitcoin adoption looks like. This is the second time I've been through a tech cycle like this. Really, the first one was the internet, and there really was a lot of debate. People who were very young then or weren't alive then don't remember that there were many experts, many talking heads, many very smart people, in fact, who said that the internet would never go anywhere and that people would never use it because it would require too much retraining, etc. The most famous example of this is Clifford Stoll's essay article in Newsweek talking about how the internet would never do anything. Ironically, just call it 15, 16 years after he published this, Newsweek went completely online. So this is what is happening with Bitcoin as well. The people who doubted Bitcoin are being proven wrong. People like Jamie Dimon, who back in 2017 said that Bitcoin's worse than tulip bulbs, it won't end well, someone is going to get killed, it's just not the real thing, eventually it will be closed. That was 2017. 2021, JP Morgan under Jamie Dimon is launching an in-house Bitcoin fund. Doesn't matter if you're ideologically against Bitcoin. Wall Street does recognize a place to make profits, and when it does, it rolls out products. So this is how Bitcoin wins. This is how Bitcoin flipped JP Morgan. Right now, this is just for high net worth clients, but eventually you can imagine this will be rolled out to everyone who banks with JP Morgan and its associated banks. Something similar news coming out of Goldman Sachs reporting that nearly half of their family office clients want to get into crypto and Bitcoin. A family office is just a group that manages a private family's wealth. So this is definitely significant capital. Again, Goldman Sachs very much against Bitcoin for many years and now is trading Bitcoin internally and will be offering it to clients. I believe it already is offering it to high net worth individuals as well. Even robo-advisors like Wealthfront are now allowing their clients to invest into Bitcoin through GBTC. They can now invest up to 10% of their portfolios in Bitcoin. So what we're seeing is all these traditional, the old Wall Street firms like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, and even the newer fintech companies all moving to allow their clients to buy Bitcoin. This is the wall of money we've been talking about for over a year now. This wall of money is here. It's going to continue. It's going to get even bigger. And this is one way that Bitcoin gets to $700,000 per Bitcoin. GoldenTree, $45 billion asset manager, is also buying Bitcoin as well. I could produce many articles like this, but this gives you a feel for Bitcoin adoption. If you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that subscribe and like button. Maybe share this video with a few friends who don't know that much about Bitcoin or are interested in the space. Meanwhile, the whole Bitcoin ecosystem is continuing to get support from the traditional financial system. Fidelity adding Marathon, the Bitcoin mining company, to four of their mutual funds, it looks like, and they now own, as a whole, 7.4% of the entire equity of Marathon. So it's not just Bitcoin, it's also all the related companies. Good news for advertisers, hardware wallets, exchanges, other parts of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Google is finally allowing them now to advertise on AdWords. Before it was considered to be too cryptocurrency and Bitcoin were considered to be too black market or something like that. Google finally on board in 2021. It's when rules are loosened like this that you get more and more adoption as people see these ads when they do their Google searches and are drawn into the space. It looks like Quiznos is testing allowing customers to buy sandwiches with Bitcoin. I would never exchange my Bitcoin for a sandwich. That being said, this is one step closer to a circular economy where you can get paid in Bitcoin and then you can spend Bitcoin as a consumer. Meanwhile, in Europe, Germany now allowing, I believe this law is about to go into effect or has just gone into effect on August 1st, Germany allowing institutional funds to hold up to 20% in crypto and Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is the largest, most liquid cryptocurrency, benefits disproportionately from this. When you're an institutional investor, you're looking for depth and liquidity in your investments. News from Russia that that Gazprom, actually a subsidiary of Gazprom, is allowing Bitcoin miners to use their excess natural gas to mine Bitcoin. In Poland, the a police department discovered that Bitcoin was being mined within their own department. I believe that Bitcoin is still frowned upon in Poland, but this cannot stop even the authorities from using participating in the Bitcoin ecosystem. In Spain, Spanish lawmakers proposing a bill that will allow mortgage payments to be made in Bitcoin. Again, this is another part of creating a circular Bitcoin economy where you can get paid in Bitcoin, then you can use Bitcoin to pay your mortgage. Also giving tax breaks under this bill to businesses that integrate Bitcoin into their financial services offerings. This is how Bitcoin wins. I forgot to cover this, but Jack Dorsey himself saying that Bitcoin is a huge part, is going to be a huge part of Twitter's future. That Bitcoin will be integrated into existing Twitter products, commerce, subscriptions, and when Twitter does their tip jar and super follows, you'll be allowed to tip using Bitcoin. So here's someone who's really a Bitcoin maxi, and he's not going to be doing this with Ethereum or XRP or anything like that. But this is just another way that the masses find out about Bitcoin, and it becomes a part of their daily life. Meanwhile, wanted to finish up with that $700,000 price prediction. This is from a very smart guy, Dan Moorhead, whom I've met a few times in San Francisco. He's the founder of Pantera Capital. He did a Yahoo Finance interview a couple days ago, and in it, he said that they have a model where they've been modeling Bitcoin adoption on cell phones and Bitcoin's price. There's some implied correlation between these two variables. He said, we did a study showing the number of people using Bitcoin over the years and the price of Bitcoin. Both of those data series went up by an order of magnitude every 2 years. If that kept going, that would put Bitcoin at $700,000 per Bitcoin when everybody with a smartphone is using it. 10 years' time is a reasonable forecast. I think Dan has a history of being overly conservative on his price targets. I think this is that we get to $700,000 much sooner than that, probably within just a few years. And I also think we go 10 years from now, Bitcoin's going to be much closer to $2 million rather than $700,000. But I would say this is a fairly conservative prediction. If you subscribe to the Plan B stock to flow model, you obviously get much bigger numbers 10 years from now. Call it 10 million or above per Bitcoin. So the point of this is to show Bitcoin adoption, where we're headed. A lot of people are too focused on trend lines. They're too focused on charts. I saw something very similar with the internet when Amazon went down 90% from 2000 to 2002. People said the internet was over and Amazon was over. And in fact, that was actually just the very early days. We're still very early in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has a very long runway ahead. I still am maintaining my $200,000 price target for the end of 2021. I'm expecting a lot more money printing from the Fed in an effort to keep propping up the government's deficit spending. And I think we're really setting up for an extremely bullish fourth quarter. There's been a lot of supply sucked off the exchanges. There's more and more people coming into this space. And I think we're headed towards another very severe supply shock, which can easily drive Bitcoin to $200,000 by year end, and then obviously beyond in the coming years. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.